So I hit my first 10K month 2 years ago. And if I had to restart, this is what I do. Now I'm saying that for the title and SEO so that you could click this video and you saw the thumbnail and you were like, okay, and then like the intro reassured you this is what you're gonna get in the video. But in reality, I wanna sit here and I wanna talk to you about what I've learned scaling multiple businesses to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and just kind of keep this like a raw conversation. I thought the background looks pretty cool right now. That sounds like a guru, but that's a Brickell. That's the Guru Central. All right, I'm not in it. That's it right there. But the sun is setting. I just had a great day of calls. And I talked to a lot of people that are trying to get to 10K, 20, 30K a month, and so on. And there's common patterns and traits that I see in people that hit it and people that don't. And I guess I want to start with, simple idea, simple concept, but people don't understand it. You have to genuinely solve problems for people. And when you're first getting started with business, you get obsessed with marketing and offers and sales, and you start reading books. Like I have books right here, Russell Brunson, and all these books, and you obsess over marketing and sales. And like that's what I did in my first business in my agency. I was so obsessed with business, but it was with my own business and not the businesses I was serving. And it's building a business on a house of cards that's easy to fall. And you want to build your business on a solid, rock solid foundation of proof and results. And the reason I was able to scale, and dude, my dog, I have a bulldog and he keeps barking, he's a puppy, but the reason I was able to scale my second business, my consulting firm, so quickly versus my agency, and for some context, my first business, my agency, it took me 8 months to make my first dollar. I sold my car to afford a course from the man, maybe I'll pop up a picture of him, from the man, the myth, the legend, and it wasn't really too good, and then I got a one-on-one mentor, and I spent a lot of money after that. It took me 8 months to make my first dollar. I think it took about a year to hit my first 10K month, something like that, dude. And then my consulting business hit like 10K a month, like in the first 2 weeks of launching it. Like it was nuts. And it was because of the skills I had stacked in my agency. Now, the reason my agency isn't still running is because I built it on a deck of cards, like a house of cards, and it just came crumbling down. My business didn't actually solve a problem for a client. Yes, I was doing lead generation for realtors, but the problem I was trying to solve was getting them more clients. And it went deeper than just lead generation, because lead generation isn't the only component of a business. You have lead generation, lead nurture, lead conversion, delivery, and retention. And I was helping with lead generation, but they weren't making more money, which was my promise. And that's an issue. And I'm working with this one guy, and he's working with barbershops, and he's offering lead generation as well. And we were doing like we were just running the numbers and seeing like the economics on how the hell we were gonna scale barbershop, which charges $30 a haircut, and most people get haircuts like maybe twice a month, $60 a month. How the hell we were gonna, afford, like he's doing DMs for the barbershops, DM service. How are we gonna afford a VA? How are we gonna, pay someone $300 a month when like it's tough to get clients and see the ROI from that? And we came to the conclusion that we were gonna take the long path. We were gonna take the hard route. We were gonna take the route where we really tried to crack down the problem that barbershops had. And for the majority of barbershops, the problem isn't lead generation. It's actually their offer. They're not charging enough money. And so I'm working with my client to build a system in which we could double a barbershop's prices and change their offer in a similar format to Gym Launch. If you look at Hormozi's old company, Gym Launch, dude, they're working with gyms. The average gym membership is what, like 40 bucks, 50 bucks? I pay like 120 a month for my gym, which is, I don't know if that's crazy to you, but I go to dope gym here. I love it. It's like the main thing of my day is hitting the gym. Average gym the membership isn't that much, And so how did Hormozi formulate a system in which he was able to charge $24,000 up front for his service to a gym that on average makes 50 grand a year in profit? So you're taking half of the business owner's earnings for the year and you're charging that. How is that possible? I've came to the conclusion it's possible because Hormozi spent the time. He wasn't looking for the quick, fast money. He wasn't looking for 10K a month. He was looking for the big home run that he could hit. And so he decided to take the hard path, which was say, hey, we're not just going to do lead generation for gyms. We're just going to run ads for gyms. No, we're going to change everything about your gym. We're going to change the offer. We're going to find out how to charge up front for packages and collect 1K right now. And then we're going to run ads profitably because we have a higher-ish ticket. It's not high ticket, but higher-ish price point. And he took the hard path. And most people, I mean, literally, like the average person doesn't do hard things, and they'll take the easy route and try to get to 10K a month by just offering lead generation or something like that. Hormozi solved the true problem that gyms had. And that's what I want to recreate with my client and help solve the true problem that barbershops had. They're not charging enough. They're charging so cheap that they aren't able to spend money to acquire clients. If I were to restart from zero, no skill set, I would focus on getting good at one thing. I've spent the past 3 years since I dropped out of college building skills. I got really good at sales because I've taken over 1,000 sales calls. I got really good at cold outreach because I've sent, 800, 1,000 a day. Not me myself, but with a team doing it for me. So I've built that system. I've made over 100 YouTube videos and I've signed clients from content as well. And so I've developed these skills that, work so well in my business. And that's also why my consulting business took off so fast, was because I developed the skill of speaking and communicating and sales and marketing, persuasion, all these different things. I would pick one thing. If me personally were restarting, I would probably pick something like cold outreach, just because you don't need to pay out of pocket for an ad. If you're gonna start with content, that's another viable option. I would say content or outreach. Those are two skills that are money-making skills that can both make you money, and also you can help make clients money with that skill. And I would monetize that. So, if you wanna learn content, do content, and then help people with content. And a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, but I'm not convicted enough, like I'm not confident I can get somebody results. Don't charge. Or charge, but give them their money back if it doesn't work. Like, it's very simple. Most people don't scale because they don't track anything. You don't know what your close rate is, if you don't know what your show rate is, if you don't know how many leads you're getting per day, if you don't know your views on your channel every month, like, if you don't know these numbers, you're not gonna scale. And I just got off a call with somebody that is doing 10 grand a month, but it's inconsistent. And he doesn't know any numbers in his business. He has no systems, and it's a complete disaster and a mess. And that's not how you run a business. That's how you run a freaking disaster and a nightmare. So that's another realization. I was restarting. You have to track everything. And business isn't an emotional thing. It's very logical. And most people typically fall into one or two buckets. A, you're more like an introverted person. I would say the introvert is more a systems guy. You got like the systems thinkers, the guys that are just naturally good at math, numbers, spreadsheets, systems, operations. And then you have more the extrovert, more the guy that's social, good at speaking, good at networking, can talk to anybody, good at sales, good at marketing. I fit more into this bucket. And so I understood that systems was my weakness. And that's why the first guy I actually hired is the complete definition of a systems thinker, which was my mentor, Evan. And he helped me implement systems into my business, and that's what helped me have explosive growth in my business. So you have to make sure you're tracking stuff. And if you're not, you are not running a business, my friend. You have to track every single number inside of your company. And if I had to sum this down to like, if you're trying to make money, first thing I told you, solve true problems for people. Like, what is the actual problem people have? And how can you genuinely solve it? And I say that again because most people don't actually try to solve the problem. They are chasing money, and that's why money seems so hard. When I started this consulting business, I decided that I was going to solve the problem of helping younger guys, I work with guys like 18 to 25 years old, systemize and scale their companies, acquire clients, get good at appointment booking, get good at nurturing and building a channel and building an audience and building a relationship and pre-selling people on their process, getting good at sales. I decided that's the problem I was going to solve. And I got really good at it because I've been doing it for a year and a half, and I did it myself first, and I solved the problem for myself first. And that's why I scale, and that's why I get clients, is because people just want to work with you if you're genuinely good at what you do, and you can't fake that. Like, I can't sit here and talk, I might go 20 minutes straight without stuttering or like reading my script, my teleprompter. Like, what the hell is that? And so, yeah, you have to get really good at not being emotional with your decisions and understanding what are the numbers you need to hit to get to your goal. Back to my main point. Like, I want you to write this down if you care at all about what I say or think. If you're still watching, you might care what I think. The amount of money that you make is directly correlated to the amount of conversations that are happening for you every single day. So I would boil it down to that. Like, don't think about leads or calls or anything like that. How many conversations are you having every day? You know, when I go to my 150 or 20 bucks a month gym, dude, I talk to people every day. Yesterday, I met a guy with 10 million followers. I met a guy that exited his company today for 8 figures, huge social media guy. Everybody watching this knows him. I met these guys in person, talked to them, connected, networked. The amount of conversations you have, whether that's in the form of cold calls, in the form of cold DMs, in the form of emails, in the form of in-person, in the form of content, right here, what I'm doing right now is I'm having a conversation with you. And if you notice, if you watch my YouTube videos, very rarely do I speak to you as a group. Very rarely do I say you guys, because that's not how I like to make content. I want to speak to you specifically. Now, obviously that means that I don't know everything about you and what you're doing, and so I try to make some assumptions about where you're at. But I do that because I treat it like a conversation, and that helps, hit people at home. How many conversations are you having every day? If you did 5K last month and you had 100 conversations, maybe you sent 10,000 DMs and you had 100 conversations and you did 5K, because the 100 conversations turned into 10 calls and you closed at 20% and you closed 2 clients at 2,500, you did 5K. You understand that for you to double, you need to have double the conversations. How do you get to 200 people? Send 20,000 DMs. And it's really that simple. It's a numbers thing. But most people, it's so easy to win nowadays because most people are consumed by media. Like, if you're honestly, the same reason you're still watching this video is probably because you're procrastinating doing the work that's actually going to get you to where you want to go, and you think this video is going to be the solution to that. I'm not saying to click off this video because I appreciate you giving me your attention and time, but hopefully me stewarding your attention and telling you, brother, this isn't a good use of your time or the best use. I'm the only exception. You can only listen to me. Only listen to me, but don't watch any other videos. Like, seriously. As you're watching this right now, you should be sending DMs. I told my client the other day, I'm like, bro, when you go to take a shit, send DMs. What do you mean you don't have time to DM people? Like, I was upset. I'm like, bro, come on. When I wanted it bad and I was doing manual outreach for my agency, when I went to the gym, I would go on the treadmill 10 minutes before the workout to just warm up a little bit. I don't do that anymore. I do not do cardios. But when I was doing that, you know what happened? I would send cold DMs on the treadmill. I really wanted it. And it's just like, how bad do you want it? Sounds corny. I'm about to go into like David Goggins shit, but look, you know how bad you want it by the thing that actually drives you. Whenever I talk to anybody and I ask them, like, what's your goal, dude? Maybe they tell me like, oh, dude, I want to get to 30K a month. I'm like, or no, a guy tells me, I want to get to 100K a month. I'm like, why? They're like, I don't know. That's just what everybody wants to get to. I'm like, bullshit, you'll never get there. Why do you want to make 100,000 a month? Are you willing to make the sacrifices necessary to make 100,000 a month? Most aren't. Are you? Oh yes, Christian, I am. I want to make the sacrifice. Why? Why are you going to sacrifice, your large part of your social life? Bad habits, stress. Like, you're going to deal with stress. You're sacrificing your sanity. Why? I need a deeper reasoning. What's the fire under your ass that's going to get you to do that boring damn work? People flex Lambos and yachts and stuff all in here in Miami. It's so funny to me, dude. Because that's nothing what it's like running a business. Nothing. All day you're just thinking about business. All day you're thinking about work. All day you're thinking about problems you can solve for people. Yes, have I built a business that allows me to work 3-4 hours a day? Yes, because that's my priority. That doesn't mean I never switch off business mode. I work more in a week than any 9-to-5er, like deep work, like actual problem solving. So enough about me, but You have to want it. And every man, most of people watching this are male. Every man has a deep, deep reason as to why they wake up and do what they do. And that's something that you shouldn't ever tell anybody. What's the reason that you work so hard? What's the reason that you eat shit and get through the work and do everything you need to do? What's that reason? I don't want you to tell me, because you should never make that public. But you need to unlock that. And maybe if it's a demon in the back of your head, like, dude, this thing happened to me when I was a child, or this family member said this, or, you know, this person's struggling, this person might have died on me. Like, dude, you need to dig deep and get like this fuel, this anger, and use that to push you. Really, use that to push you forward. That's the thing that you'll fall back to when you're sending DMs and people are cursing you out. When you're on a sales call and they don't close. When you're eating shit, bro. That's the reality. I remember I watched a video from the founder of NVIDIA, and he said, if I knew the amount of work it would take to run a business when I first started, I wouldn't have started a business. Like, that's a reality check. Very few are actually built to be entrepreneurs and build companies and do great things. I work with the 1% that actually is, and if that's you, if you're a killer and you want my help scaling, shameless plug, dude. Go down below. I can help you. But yeah. If I were to get to 10K a month again, I would pick one thing, one money-making skill, outreach, content, free, both free. I would get really good at it. And I would do it for myself to get clients, and I would offer that as the thing for my clients. Two of the biggest things that I learned is outreach and content. That's the system I implement into agency owner, consultants, online service providers, into their business to help them scale. I think it's the best funnel. I'm gonna make a separate video about it, but the pros to outreach is it's so logical. It's like, it's so consistent. Once you nail the script and everything that you're doing, it's like, okay, if I send 100 messages, I'm gonna get 10 conversations. If I get 10 conversations, 5 of them are gonna book. If I get 5 bookings, 3 of them are gonna show up. If 3 of them show up, I'm gonna close 33%. I'm gonna get 1 client, boom. It's numbers, right? That's the pro of cold outreach. The con is that it is consistent. It's not leveraged, right? It's not like you can get outsized returns for the input that you do. You can leverage other people to do it for you, but to its core, cold outreach is having one-to-one conversations, and you're trying to scale that one-to-one conversations. The pros of content is that it's one to infinite. And you can talk to one person in a video, maybe one person watches this video. If I can help one person in this video get their head back on their shoulders and do the damn work that they're avoiding and actually get results, my job's done. But maybe 1,000 people watch this. Maybe that'd be great. If 1,000 people watch this, maybe more, but it's infinitely leveraged because I've spent 18 minutes with you right now, and these 18 minutes of my time can be used to be shown to one person, 1,000, 1,000,000, 10 million. Well, the cons to content and building an audience and posting online is the consistency. It's unpredictable. I don't know how many people are gonna see this. I don't. And if you blend these two systems together, it works so well. Content, dude, it has changed my life making YouTube videos with the intention of just solving problems for people. Because people come to me and they already know me. I'm no longer a stranger to them. So to wrap up with you, and I really wanted to take this, implement it right now. The amount of money you make is directly correlated to the conversations that you have. But the conversations that you have shouldn't be with strangers, but with people that like, know, and trust you. You should do cold outreach in any form, wherever people are actually present. If you have a bunch of people on LinkedIn that are your ideal clients, do LinkedIn. But you should be creating content to turn these people on LinkedIn that get you got their attention in the DMs. Let them go watch your content, because your content is the thing that's going to pre-sell them on your thing. I mean, it is. I haven't used a sales script since I started my consulting business. And it's because I don't need to. When people come to me, they know who I am. They know I can help them scale their business. They know my story. They know my client results. Just check out my Instagram. And it's an enrollment call is what I call it. You enroll people into whatever you're selling. So you want that benefit, but you also want the benefit of outreach. So if you can consistently stick to every principle and thing that I laid out in this video, you will get to 10 grand a month. It's not difficult. And if you put 10 grand a month on a pedestal, it'll always be hard. If I make 10 grand a month right now, I'm pissed off. And if you're the person that puts it on a pedestal, me and you are very different. But in reality, we're not, because we're both just human beings. I'm a regular person and guy, but my beliefs are different. And if I do 10 grand in this month, I'm pissed off. I'm very upset. If you do 10 grand this month, you don't believe that you even did it. You have to double check the Stripe or whatever you're on screenshot. That's the difference. It's not, am I worthy to hit 10K a month? Am I genuinely solving a problem for people? Am I having conversations with people? Am I making videos and helping them solve it for free? If I am, and I'm charging a high ticket offer, selling a result, sell it anywhere from 2 to 10 grand, you need a couple of sales and you're at 10 grand a month. You charge 5 grand, 2 sales, 10K. Rewatch this video, please. It will help you. If you like this, subscribe and watch this one, because this one's more in depth. It's not so much talking head video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.